Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Silent Screams Studios. My name is John. Some people call me Geo. Today, we're going to be doing a video on how to record guitars or bass. How do you set up your interface, and then how do you set up your DAW? So the first part of this is how to set up the interface, right? You'll need a guitar, bass, guitar cable, interface, either some headphones or some monitors, speakers, or both. It's really up to you. So the way I do it is I just plug in to my instrument input 1 or 2. Make sure you set it to instrument as opposed to line. And if you're using high output pickups or EMG pickups, I like to have this pad function engaged, off, on, right? With it on, it decreases your signal strength by 10 dB. If you do not have a pad function on your interface, and you're running high output pickups, it's pretty easy to clip your input signal. So it's a good idea to have an interface that has that feature. So the way I go about setting up my input signal is by doing like palm mutes, but not too heavy and not too light. You wanna play like as you usually would normally. So let's go into that. So as you can see right now, I have it set to noon. So if I palm mute, you can see it, the halo turns green, right? And it's gonna turn red if it clips. Some interfaces have vertical meters, but this one has halos. So if you turn this all the way down, as you can see, there's no signal going in. You start getting signal, but it's pretty weak, right? So I keep going up till I'm about, right now I'm clipping, as you can see, because it's red. So I bring it down till I don't clip anymore. And I usually set it to about noon on my interface. Yours might be different. So that's how I set up my interface real quick. And then this knob right here controls your output, your playback, and your input. If you have it all the way to the left, you'll hear your dry DI. Have it all the way to the right, especially if you have VSTs engaged, you can monitor yourself through headphones, or you could just monitor through your studio monitors as well. And of course, this is the volume of your studio monitors. Now you have it set to mono right here. And mine just has a 48 volt phantom power supply if I'm running an XLR mic that requires such. So pretty much that's how I set up the guitar interface. So stick around, we're going to do a second part on how to set up your DAW to record your dry DI. Dry DI is direct input signal of just your guitar. Because if you send away your file to an engineer or a friend to do mixing or mastering on it, and you send them a file that's been affected by VSTs, and he doesn't have that type of software that you have, he's not going to be able to work with your tracks. So it's always best to send someone your dry DI tracks, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And we'll also talk a little bit about signal to noise ratio. So stick around for the second part. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we just went through how to set up your interface, not to clip, your input signal. So if your interface has a vertical meter with, green, yellow, red indicators, as long as you're not into the yellow or the red, that means you're not clipping. Mine has a green and red halo. As long as I don't see any red, I'm not clipping. And to be honest with you, I'll dial it up till I see red and then click it down just a little bit, so I know for sure that I'm never going to clip. And again, you got to consider if you're using high output passive pickups or, high output active pickups, it does play a role in how your interface will respond. So let's check out how do you set up the DAW next, right? So as you can see, I have a session of Reaper 6.09 opened up, the track loaded already. So in that track, I have a Reaper stock noise gate, slapback doubler VST effect, because I am not double tracking. I only have one guitar track, but I want a stereo sound, right? So I'm using this slapback doubler effect. Then I'm running a TSE overdrive, set to your classical way, and stereo, high quality. Then I'm running this Lepu Legion amp sim, which is pretty old. It's been out for quite some time now. It's 32-bit. I'm running on the red channel and lead mode. And pretty much, here's my settings. Not too far away from noon, actually. Running in stereo, high quality. Guys, if you've never played these Lepu amp sims, I totally recommend that you get them. Get their whole catalog. They're all free as well. As you guys have seen recently, it seems like every 2 weeks or every month, you know, companies are releasing new amp sims, but they're whacking you for about $140 a piece, right? Sometimes even more. It's pretty expensive, right? Starts to hurt your wallet after a while. But check out some of these free ones, and you'll be surprised that some of these free ones completely slay premium amp sims that are coming out today. Well, it makes you wonder, right? How much work are these companies putting into their software if, like this amp sim, being as old as it is, completely slays? Shouldn't the new ones even be way better, especially for $140? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So that's that. Enough of me bullshitting, right? Then I'm running this NetIR2 impulse response loader, and I'm running 2 custom IRs that that guy BG also made. On the left, I'm running one called Puppet Left, and on the right, I'm running one that's called Puppet Right. Puppet Right. Sorry, I'm a little tired today, but nonetheless. And these are my settings down here, right? High pass set to about 100 hertz. Low pass, I always set it to about 15 kilohertz. You know, my resonance, 40%. I always do that. And it's on stereo as well. Then lastly, you know, on my chain, I have this Nambrini analog rack delay, which I'll engage later on. After I show you how I record, then I'm going to have a section of me showing you how much I suck playing guitar, okay? So you can watch that as well. Great. All right, great. So this fader right here on this track is set to Unity, which is at 0 dB, and so is this master fader. You can adjust this after the fact, but it's a good idea to keep them at Unity when you're recording or tracking, right? And again, these meters right here, I'll show you real quick. Let me arm this real quick. So these meters, right, when you play, right, that's not the input signal. That's actually the output. And it's all driving all the way to the, everything is pushing right to the master track. And then, of course, what you hear out of your monitors is what's coming out of the master track. So, you know, as you add tracks and, you know, different instruments and such, when you go ahead and adjust these faders, you don't want to clip any of these, even though it really doesn't affect much unless you see your master track getting overloaded and starting to clip. Then you might want to consider, you know, adjusting your faders down a little bit or add VST plugins in order for them not to clip, but still get your volume that you want, right? Because this track right here, if this clips, everything's gonna sound like total shit. So keep that in mind. All right. So I already have this armed, so I'm just gonna show you real quick how to record something, and it could be anything. So let me do that right now. So as you can see, I just recorded something real quick, just whatever pretty much came to my mind. So you know, I was talking about a little bit about signal to noise ratio in the first portion of this video, right? And what is that? In layman's terms, without going into the mathematics and all the bullshit behind it, because I really don't want to, pretty much this darker green area, that's your signal. Everything around it, right here and right here, that's your noise. So what's a good signal to noise ratio? Again, I'm not getting into the math, so please don't ask. If you want to know that, Google it and do your own research. But anyways, you want a good ratio between your signal to noise. And you want it to be somewhat equivalent, right? So as you can see, from this nominal line right here where my cursor is, to the top of this peak and to the bottom of this peak is pretty equivalent, which is good. From the top of the signal to the top of your noise ceiling, and from the bottom of your signal to the bottom of your noise is also pretty equal distance. You can see that in all these waves, right? It's pretty equal. I mean, it's not exact, but it's almost. So if your signal to noise ratio is like, if this peak is like way up here, you're gonna clip. Also, if your whole wave looks like these little waves, it means that your input signal is way too low, right? So when you try to raise the volume of that, it's gonna sound like shit too. So again, make sure that your interface is not clipping. That's your input signal. And then set these to unity, 0 dB, record your track, and then go ahead and adjust after the fact. So let me let you hear how this sounds as recorded, and then how the dry DI sounds. And again, the dry DI is what you want to send away or work with in your mix after you record what you like. And again, these VSTs that I have in this track are not necessarily ones that I'm going to stay with, right? They're just there to monitor yourself playing. Because who likes to monitor themselves with a dry DI, right? It sounds like shit. So I'll let you hear how it's recorded, and then I'll let you hear the dry DI, okay? So there you have it. A really simple way to record, you know. And again, your dry DI is everything that you just heard without any of the effects. So I'm kind of digging this tone, so I'm just gonna play something after the fact, let you guys hear how this sounds. Let me know what you guys think about this amp sim, especially the stuff that I'm gonna be playing, which is mostly Metallica stuff. And again, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me, and I also appreciate, you know, when you guys bust my chops and rip on me when I do things wrong. That's why I'm doing this video again, because my first release of this, I screwed up, and sorry for that. But I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not a professional doing this shit. I do this for fun. It's basically my hobby, okay? So yeah, so stick around and watch me suck playing guitar. All right, cool.
Thank you guys.